Everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. Come and eat. Listen diligently to me, and eat what is good, and let your soul...
I really believe that when things begin to hit the proverbial fan in this country in a big way, where everybody realizes that all the things that they have prepared and everything they think that they've done really is out of their hands and they need help from above, it's going to take that to wake a nation up. I think that's why there was such oneness and one accord in the upper room. I've said this before, on the day of Pentecost. People got over themselves because we're all stuck on ourselves and we're all looking out for our own interests, some more than others, and we all have our own prides and egos and all that stuff. But when we get to the point where we lay all that at the altar, I really believe that there was, obviously there was an outpouring of the Ruach, and that's huge. But the combination of the outpouring of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, coupled with external pressure from the outside, in this case it would be the Yehudim, the Jewish leaders that had already killed Yeshua, and the believers didn't know if they were next. And so these combination of factors brought them together in that upper room, and they got to the point where they could say nobody said everything that was his, but it was for everybody's. In other words, I'm not hanging on to my stuff because there's a greater good out here that my stuff can be used for. And it's more important than me, myself, and I. And most of us have never been in that place. I suspect that if anybody who is hearing this has ever been in a foxhole, been in a live combat. I haven't. But if you've been in live combat, life and death situation, you probably have a sense of what that's all about. Because it's not just about me, myself, and I anymore. It's about we got to hang together if we're going to get out of this. I don't know that I've been in any situation. I haven't been in any situation like that. I've been in some really ragged and hairy situations, mountain climbing and on cliffs and things like that. But I was in Israel in 2008. I was in a rocket attack. That was the closest I've ever come to. We were about a mile and a half from the Gaza border. And we were at Saphir, by Sestrot, at Saphir College. And we went in there to just look around. And as we were pulling, there were several of us in several cars. And I was driving one of the cars. As we pulled in, the sirens went off. We went through the guard gate going into this is like a college, four-year college. And we went in there, and as soon as we pulled into the parking lot, the sirens went off, the air raid sirens. And that meant get out of your car and head for cover because you don't know where the rocket's going to land. It was for me, it was very surreal. I jumped out of my car. In fact, I jumped out, I parked, jumped out, and I forgot to I forgot to put it in park. I turned it off. It was in neutral. So I ran back, put it in, and the air raid shelter was about about 100 feet away. It was very close. It was like a concrete bunker, bus shelter kind of a thing. There were about 30 of us in there, students as well as those in my group. And I ran back to the car, and I said I didn't want this rental car rolling and crashing into somebody. So I knew that the chances of a rocket hitting me were probably pretty slim. So I ran back, put it in neutral, and then I grabbed my camera, and it was a movie camera, and I ran into the bus shelter. And we were in there, or this bomb shelter. We were in there for a couple minutes, and then they gave us the all clear signal. And I didn't see any rockets. I didn't hear any explosions. That day, I think 3 came over. But the week before, about 200 feet from where the bomb shelter was, that I was taking cover in, and I could see the Gaza fence from that spot. You could see, look across the field, and there it was. It separates Gaza Strip from Israel proper. And about 200 feet from where that bus shelter is, right up next to the sidewalk in front of the college, there was a crater in the sidewalk. I went up and looked at it after we got out of the bomb shelter. It looked like a bus shelter. And the previous week, 2 people, one was a student and one was a security guard, had gotten killed at that spot. And there was a crater in the sidewalk about this big, and there was still a bloody surgical glove in there from when the paramedics were, I don't know why they left it, but it was there. And about 50 feet away, 75 feet away was a tree, and there was a memorial there with candles and photos of the people that were killed. One of them was a man who was about my age who also had like 4 children. So it kind of hit home. That was really wild. I've never been in a war zone. Those people live in that. I suspect that brings the Israeli people closer together in unity because they got enemies all around them. But we've never experienced that in this country. But I think it's coming.
Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon his name. He is near, he is near, he is near. Yeshua Hashem behi matzov keravu yoto karov karov Yasov rasha darko leishav machshevotav yashovel ad Hashem Yeshua Hashem behi matzov keravu yota Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon his name. He is near, he is near. Yeshua Hashem behi matzov kerahu